Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. I'd like to talk to you today about inflation because tomorrow we're going to get the inflation numbers for April. And there are a number of economists out there who are forecasting that the inflation has actually peaked and it will be going lower. I don't believe that that is the case. And also, inflation is an important topic because the president just gave a speech today where he announced that inflation is now his number one domestic priority. So we're going to take a look at some of those forecasts for the CPI and then also at what the president had to say. So here's this headline from CBS News. Has U.S. inflation peaked? Some economists think so. Here's why. And here it says that more than 9 in 10 families tell CBS that inflation is top of the mind, and that the April inflation numbers, which are set to be released on Wednesday morning by the U.S. Department of Labor, are expected to show that prices rose 8.1% last month, which would be down from a 40-year high of 8.5% in March. Although inflation remains at levels not seen since the 1980s, some economists say such a dip could signal a broader decline in the months ahead. And so these economists are forecasting a CPI number of 8.1%. I think it's going to continue moving up. Doesn't seem to me like, just based on my anecdotal experience, that prices are falling in any meaningful way or even slowing their upward march. And, we are seeing a sell-off in commodities and asset prices at the moment over the past couple days. But remember, the numbers coming out tomorrow are for April, so none of that is going to be priced into this. And if I had to guess, I would say that we probably are going to see a number above 9% tomorrow. Now, of course, it is just a guess because with a number like the CPI, it's really anybody's guess because it's a manipulated number. They have all these ways of understating inflation. They can use hedonic adjustments to say, the stuff you're getting now, you pay more for it, but it's higher quality. Or they can use substitutions where they say, hey, steak's getting too expensive, so we're just going to substitute in chicken into the basket of commodities that we're using. So there's all sorts of ways that they can fiddle with these numbers to make inflation not seem as bad as it really is. But if I had to guess, I would say it's not going to be the consensus estimate here of 8.1%. I think we'll be surpassing 9% year over year inflation tomorrow. And here's our headline from Reuters. President says Fed targeting inflation. China tariffs could fall. And so reducing these tariffs on China is one of the ways that he's discussing possibly fighting inflation. And if we take a look at the article here, it'll tell us what he spoke about. Biden said the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with supply chain issues and Russia's war in Ukraine, are to blame for the inflation spike. Now, to Reuters' credit, they at least include this next sentence. His administration rushed trillions in COVID aid and infrastructure spending into the economy, which Republicans and some economists blame for higher costs. And yeah, any economists who understand inflation in the slightest will tell you that the massive increase in the money supply at least has some kind of a causal role with the rise in prices that we're seeing now. And, I guess this has become kind of a partisan thing where Republicans want to say that, the Democrats are responsible for all of this inflation that we're seeing. And, they're not wrong in that all of the spending bills have contributed to this inflation, but the thing that they ignore is that all of the spending bills that they voted for under previous administrations also contributed to the massive inflation that we're seeing here. There was just significant lag. So I think that's important to note as well, that turning this into a political thing or saying one party can save us from this, both parties are into massive profligate spending and currency creation as long as they're doing it for their pet project. So I don't think that there's much hope that we're going to fix the inflation problem at the ballot box, at least for now. And then the president went on to say, "We're in power," asked whether he deserves blame for high prices. "We control all 3 branches of government." "Well, we don't really," he added, lamenting Democrats' ability to get other spending bills passed because of its narrow control of Congress. And I don't know what to say about that, as if passing more spending bills would solve a problem with inflation when all of that spending is financed via currency creation and borrowing. It makes absolutely no sense. It just shows that the powers that be either don't understand inflation or they do and they just don't care. I thought this bit was kind of funny here where the president said that he told Americans that he understands what they're grappling with and that he and the Federal Reserve are working to solve the issue weighing on his administration. And just don't forget that both Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and Joe Biden had been telling us for almost a year that inflation was transitory and under control. So, when they say they're going to team up to fix the problem, don't get your hopes up. That's all I have to say. But if you have a prediction for what the CPI numbers are going to be when they come out tomorrow, let us know down in the comments below. I'd like to know what you have to say. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Smart Silver Stacker, out.